Good morning, Church of Liberty Park. My name is Michael Bailey, and I've been asked to lend my thoughts on the discussion of Acts chapter 10. Acts was the second in a two-part series written by Luke, the first obviously being Luke. And Acts was a very important installment in the New Testament. Acts is a very selective history of the earliest days of Jesus' church. It was written by Luke to try to be very specific in how the gospel was spread from Jesus Christ's own crucifixion and ascension out into the greater world. So Acts chapter 10 takes us into Joppa and Caesarea. Peter was in Joppa and Cornelius was in Caesarea. And these two men, who I don't think really knew each other, was brought together by the Lord for a very specific purpose. They both had visions, and those visions united them together in a single purpose. So Cornelius had a vision to find Peter and to bring him to speak whatever God had commanded him to speak. And Peter had a vision that was very confusing to him, but for the most part was instructing him to no longer consider things that God had made and created by his own hands as either clean or unclean. He was very confused about that, I think, at first. And also that it was safe to go along and meet this man, Cornelius. So these two cities were close enough together, about 30 miles, but they were both on the seashore of the Mediterranean Sea, and it ends up that Peter traveled to see Cornelius in his compound. So Cornelius was a centurion, he was a Roman, and obviously a non-Jew. And Peter even remarked that it was illegal in Jewish law for him to even be speaking or be in the presence of someone from another nation. And this is where the idea of being clean or unclean comes into play. But basically what happened in this setting was that Peter had the opportunity to preach the gospel to a non-Jew, to a Gentile, and then have that entire compound become believers and come into a saving relationship with Jesus Christ, and then receive the Holy Spirit, just as if they were Jewish. So it was a very important instruction to us, or a very important message to us to understand that the message of the gospel is for absolutely everyone, for absolutely everybody. Everyone is equal in God's eyes in that way. I hope everybody has enjoyed reading of the book of Acts and the chapter 10. See y'all at church.